food can be classified as inflammation promoting or decreasing. And I'm terrible. I mean, I am terrible for looking at people's shopping baskets when I'm in a supermarket. It's not that I'm being judgmental. I'm just always interested to see what people actually put in there and buy. So the other day I was in the supermarket and there was an older gentleman. I'd say maybe he was pushing 80, and he started unloading his basket. So there was 3 tubes of Voltarol cream, which is an anti-inflammatory cream. Okay. Then he had white bread, cheese, deli meats, tomatoes, mayonnaise, milk, Oreo cookies, and peppers. And like I could see why he wasn't moving well from what he put on what he took out of his shopping basket. And what the interesting thing that got me was he knew about this cream that he could put on topically to help reduce the pain of the inflammation. But he's unaware of everything that he's putting in his basket was going to promote inflammation. So it's just, there's no connection there between what I put in, but what I put on my skin was going to help me. Okay? So for me, it's just the general population needs to be made aware of the consequences of the food that they choose to eat every day and the effect that can have on the body. So are they high in arachidonic acid? Is it low in anti-inflammatory nutrients? Is it nightshade families, lectins? Is it rancid fats? Has it got processed sugars? These are things we need to look at and consider. It's like what we put into our body is going to have an effect on the whole system. So we're going to talk a little about fat-free diets. So I spoke about it a little bit, but if your parents ever followed a fat-free diet for an extended period of time, you're going to be deficient in omega-3. Your omega balance ratio is going to be off. You possibly are deficient in A, D, E, and K. And what about brain development? So as a fetus, as a 1 or 2 year old, your body is looking to develop that brain, and you need to make sure you're eating, or your mother was eating, omega-3s, omega-6s in the diet to help with that. Okay, so just fat-free diets. Obviously, I hope at this stage that no one's scared of fat anymore, but this may have played a role in brain development. So fried foods. So frying food damages healthy oils and it causes oils to oxidize. Okay, and this is going to create free radicals in the body, and free radicals are going to look to be balanced in the body with antioxidants. So if you're eating a lot of fried food, you need to make sure you're eating a lot of antioxidants to balance that out. But the chances are, if you're eating fried foods, you're not going and having a wonderful salad with it. Okay. So when it comes to frying, I would suggest using butter or coconut oil, as these can reach higher smoke points. If you are using olive oil and it starts to smoke, it's reached its smoke point. And what that means, it's becoming damaged. So if you see smoke rising off that oil, if it's like refined vegetable oils or just a vegetable oil in general, or if it's olive oil, if it starts smoking, you need to discard that because the oil is already damaged. Okay, so ghee, butter, or coconut oil have high smoke points. They're better to fry with. So just always think about when you go out to a restaurant and you're eating food, what's the quality of their oil, fried food? What's the quality of their oil like? Good quality oil is expensive, and a restaurant is looking to make profit. So just bear that in mind. Like if I make fries or chips at home, I use coconut oil and I use it once, and then I discard it. Okay, so the more the oil has been used, the more damaged it becomes, the more damaged the food you're eating, and then your body has to deal with that. Another thing is, why does Chinese food taste so good? Even their vegetables. And the reason is because they deep fry everything before they put it into a sauce. So this is just to be more aware when you're out eating, the quality of the oil, the fried foods, and the damage that it can actually do to your system. And when you're at home, just make sure you're using butter, ghee, or coconut oil to fry with. Use it once and discard it. Please do not eat this. Okay, margarine is a man-altered fat. Okay, what they did was they took a liquid fat and they hydrogenated. So they added an extra hydrogen molecule and then it became solid. Okay, but the human body is unaware of how to process it, and it tends to store it around the gut, and this will increase your belly fat. By increasing your belly fat, you're increasing inflammation because fat cells create inflammation. Ideally, remove margarine from your diet ASAP, and like go for coconut oil, butter, ghee, anything like that. Fantastic. Please remove margarine from your body. Your body does not know what to do with it. Trans fats, same idea as margarine. There's an extra hydrogen molecule turned into it now. It's changed a lot. A lot of food sources now can't have hydrogenated vegetable oil in it or trans fats, but just be aware of trans fats. Again, your body doesn't know what to do with them. It generally stores it around the gut and promotes inflammation. Butter, okay? Excellent to fry with. It's a source of butyric acid, which can help reduce inflammation in the body. It's also a good source of vitamin A, B12, D, E, and K. And always look for grass-fed butter, Kerrygold. Okay, so the dangers of processed vegetable oil. So everything in this picture is going to be processed, but you're looking at the effects that has on inflammation. So rancid fats. Oils become rancid when they're exposed to light, oxygen, and heat. So if you're going into the supermarket and you're picking your olive oil off the shelf and it's in a clear plastic bottle, it's exposed to light, it's going to go rancid easier. I went into the supermarket the other day. I think I have the slide here, but I don't know where. But I went in and it's like olive oil, olive oil, olive oil, cheap brand. I picked it up, turn it over. First ingredient is vegetable oil. Second ingredient is olive oil. Okay, you've got to be aware of what you're buying. But if it's in a plastic clear bottle, I would put it back on the shelf and leave it there. Okay, processed oils have had their nutrients removed from them, and this is going to prevent them from going rancid because it's hard to sell an oil that smells and tastes bad. So once it takes out the nutrients, it's not going to go bad as quickly. It's not going to go rancid. If it's in a plastic bottle, that plastic bottle may leach into the actual liquid. So you want to make sure it's in glass, ideally, and it's dark. Okay. So sunflower oils, peanut oil, safflower, canola oils, these all go rancid easily. And it's hard for the body to deal with rancid fats, so you want to remove them from the diet. So that's why you want coconut oil, olive oil, butter, ghee. These guys don't go rancid as quickly. So oxidized and rancid polyunsaturated fats, so these are your omega-3s and omega-6s, will promote the production of harmful toxic substances in your arteries. Okay? And this can be a problem for heart disease. So the human body will put up a fight against these harmful toxic substances. The immune system will get involved. Inflammation turns on. And this is where chronic inflammation can lead to disease, as the arteries of the circulatory system, they're going to become plugged. Okay? So you just got to make sure that you're keeping your circulatory system happy and moving. So you're looking to decrease any rancid fat or oxidized fats in the body. So sugar versus fat. So fat is used in the body for many functions. So it's used to control inflammation. It has to reduce pain. It is used as the building block. So every cell in your body has a membrane. Well, two, but anyway, every cell in your body has a membrane, and within that membrane there's fat. Okay, so the better the function of that membrane around each cell, the better your body is going to communicate with itself and its neighboring organs, cells, system. So if your cell is talking better to its neighbor, it's going to talk better to the whole organ. If the whole organ is talking better to itself, the whole system is going to talk better to itself. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are getting some good quality fats so that the cell membrane is functioning optimally. Okay, sugar is used in the body as an energy source. And if it's not used as an energy source because we don't need it, we've been sedentary, it's going to be pretty much stored as excess weight. This is going to have a negative effect on your health. So a high sugar diet is going to play havoc with your blood sugar levels, and that can lead to prediabetes, syndrome X, and then eventually develop into type 2 diabetes, which we're looking to avoid. The difference here is that fat is actually used as a structural component in the human body. Okay? We need fat, but we don't really need sugar. But the quality of the fat that you eat is laid down in the body. Sugar can be burnt off pretty quickly if it's consumed and you are an active person. So you just want to make sure that the quality of the fat that you're eating is of good quality, because your overall body is made out of that fat, if that makes any sense. So AGEs. So if your blood sugar levels become elevated, it can lead to inflammation because excess sugar is found in the bloodstream, and this can lead to poor blood sugar control. And this can lead to a reaction called glycation. So glycation is a process where sugar binds to protein and some fat molecules. And this is going to lead to deformed molecules that don't function that well. And they're called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. And there is a link between these AGEs and your gut flora and the development of AGEs. So the better the ratio of bad bacteria in the gut, the better the ratio of good to bad bacteria, the less AGEs will occur in the body. We're going to talk about the gut on a separate lesson, but to support your gut bacteria, eat less sugar, eat more fiber, and eat fermented foods daily. So you don't want to have elevated blood sugar because you don't want your protein and fat molecules to change shape, and then your body doesn't really know what to do with them. If the body doesn't know what to do with them, it raises a flag, and then your immune system becomes involved, inflammation becomes involved. So to keep AGEs minimum, eat less sugar, eat more fiber, and eat more fermented foods because your gut bacteria is going to help with the production of less AGEs. So high glucose levels creates a lot of free radical damage in the body, and this can damage your blood vessels. So when your blood vessels become damaged, your body lays down cholesterol. So think of cholesterol like a band-aid, like a plaster. It's looking to clear up that problem area. So if your blood vessels become damaged, so say there's a little rip, your body's going to lay down cholesterol to stick that back together and reduce inflammation. But the problem is that if your body can't fix that problem, it keeps on laying down cholesterol, and that's formation of a plaque. And if that plaque breaks off, it can lead to a clot. If that leads to a clot, it can lead to a heart attack or stroke. So cholesterol does have anti-inflammatory properties which help to reduce inflammation in the circulatory system. So we need cholesterol. We actually need cholesterol in the body. Our body makes it. It's not just all consumed in your diet. So you need to be aware that cholesterol does actually play a helpful role in the body, but it's just how much damage are you doing to your blood vessels. So if you've got a lot of sugar in your diet, your blood vessels are exposed to that sugar, and that's how damage can occur, and then that cholesterol is laid down. So you're always looking to control your sugar levels